Well, I wanted to thank you for coming in and sitting down and meeting with me. I got your email that kind of went over the situation and understand that you are feeling some frustration towards the process, and I was hoping that we could kind of work towards that together today.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really upset. I thought that you were helping me get this scholarship that I really needed, and now I'm looking at having to take out this loan, and I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, that's really going to mess up my plans financially.
Gotcha. So yeah, I could definitely see how that would be frustrating for you. Um, so if just kind of if I'm getting the situation right, you were under the impression that we were working together and that you were going to get the scholarship, and now that isn't taking place, it's going to impact your financial aid and your ability to pay for college. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, I thought that this was something that we kind of had figured out already, that this scholarship was coming, and I had, worked out a budget for the year and really planned out what was going to happen. It was all around this scholarship that I got, and now if I'm looking at having to take out a loan, like I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish this year. I don't know like what's going to happen. I mean, am I even going to be able to graduate? Like this is ridiculous.
So I did want to just kind of go over the process a little bit. I did also want to kind of apologize and just in case like that I led you on in any way in terms of how it relates to what was going to happen with like scholarship funds. So how it works here at school is that each department does their own scholarship applications and their own packages. So we did work together and we had a application put in. Unfortunately, just kind of worked out where other individuals at the school and at the department level were selected. There are other options that we can kind of go over in terms of scholarship funds to make sure that we can try and make your college a little bit more affordable and kind of as a last resort go to student loans. But right now, there's really not an option in terms of getting that scholarship that we applied for because they already dished out all the money. So they essentially just kind of look at GPA and just kind of like job and work experience as well as like what your end goal is. So I know that we worked on some essay prompts in terms of what to write in those essays for the scholarship package. And kind of my understanding is that just when it came down to it, you just didn't get selected, and there was other students that the department felt were more deserving of those funds.
Okay, so I mean, you saying there might be some other scholarships out there we could look at, or what
Yeah,
are some?
so there's internal scholarships that we can look at that are through the university office, and then there was also external ones that are in the local community as well. Since we're talking about scholarships for the next fall, we don't really have to worry about like time restraints right now because a lot of the scholarships are going to be due over the summer in terms of getting all your paperwork done. So you would have the funding before fall started. Right now, we would need to work on kind of picking out what scholarships you would apply for and which ones you qualify for, and then kind of looking over which ones we have like the best chance of getting.
Okay, yeah, I think that sounds like something I definitely would be interested in. I mean, that makes me feel a little better. I was really worried about having to take out student loans. So yeah, like let's help me find some of those. That sounds like a good idea.
All right, so let's work on that now. I'm gonna start to take myself now. Georgie. So the kind of the situation that I wanted to go over would be the situation where there's an academic advisor and a student who is upset about their financial aid status, specifically about not getting um, a scholarship that they thought that they deserved or they thought that they were um, um, getting essentially. Um, so the strategy that I wanted to work with from the text was separating what matters from what gets in the way. So as an advisor, there's a lot of different situations that come into play where there is difficult situations, difficult conversations that you have to have with students, and you kind of have to identify what is important to them, what their end goal is, and then what can I do on my end of the table to kind of help them reach their goals. So the student first came in kind of in a blaming way that they thought it was specifically my fault that they didn't get one of the scholarships that the department was offering. So what I first wanted to do was kind of in an effort to have a collaborative approach, to get the student away from seeing me as someone that was standing in the way, someone that was creating more trouble for them, wasn't really truly looking out for them, to a person who can be of assistance and can provide helpful information not only about the system, but also about the um, other options that are available that would result in the same end goal. Um, Another kind of thing that I wanted to hint at was laying out the different options that were available. So there are internal scholarships that we went over a little bit, and then external scholarships that are available to the student. So just making sure that the student's aware of those options, and also kind of making the student at ease as far as it relates to their concerns. So this is a strategy that a lot of academic advisors use, and kind of as a way to kind of mitigate the situation and make the student feel that they are part of the process and that they are in charge of their own um, decision making, and also kind of the situation that arises around them. Um, so for the strategy number 5 that I went over, it was less about getting in a debate and more about active listening and showing that I am useful for the student as far as it goes for their current situation that they have in trouble with. The relationship is one that I'm familiar with in my role at the university, the advisor of the student relationship. So there's a couple different things you have to keep in mind. There's the power dynamic that's at play. So you have to understand that the student is often seeing the one person as an authority figure, but also as somebody that's standing in their way. And then there's also a separation of what is actually important to the student and what their end goal is, which is maybe different than what the steps are in the meantime to get to that goal. So kind of playing off that idea that the text has on positions versus interests. The end goal for this student was essentially making college cheaper, getting her a different loan or scholarship opportunity that would result in an end price of like a lower cost of tuition or fees or whatnot. So kind of identifying that is what truly matters. It's less important how we actually get there. So it's certainly important for an advisor to kind of keep up to date on what financial assistance and scholarships are available for students so they can actively encourage their students to apply, and also serve as an important resource. And then also, I just kind of wanted to approach the situation from a matter in which neither one of us are the problem. I did acknowledge that if there was any type of miscommunication at play, that I was sorry for that. That kind of proactive approach can kind of put the student at ease and kind of relieve tensions that may exist and may serve as a barrier to actually getting to a sound conclusion that's going to lead to the end goal that the student has. So that's kind of what I was thinking for this assignment. Cool. Thank you.